you know what this is, you fall in line in a very small percentage of the population who probably still has Happy Meal toys from the 80s and 90s.
You can't throw that stuff away.
Unopened in a
little hamburger that turns into a robot?
In a cabinet somewhere, dusted, if you're familiar with this. But apparently it is Grimace's birthday. And if you ask who Grimace is, who would you say, Ryno?
He's the big purple guy from McDonald's.
And then you would go, oh, yeah.
The one that sounds like this.
To him? So when did he come in or leave the franchise? Or I guess, is it French family, the McDonald's family, or has he always been there from the beginning?
I want to say he's been around as long as the other cast of characters. I want to say Ronald McDonald was first. And then after Ronald McDonald was introduced, you had Grimace and the Hamburglar, and then I want to say you had Early Bird, because McDonald's didn't always do breakfast. So Early Bird came along when they came up with breakfast. But Grimace, it's his birthday, and they're selling.
So how does he have a birthday?
I have no idea.
They're just choosing his birthday, and they're selling. It's the shakes, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's the Grimace.
I got
shake.
to have one. The news team brought me one, and it was delicious.
So what makes the shake special?
Well, it's purple.
Well, anything can be purple. Does it have a different flavor?
It was a little blueberry-esque without being overpowering.
Uh-huh.
Although I think Grimace was a grape milkshake originally, but don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. So it's apparently taken social media by storm.
Oh, yeah.
So it appears to be vanilla shake with berry flavoring. And the opinions on the new shake have ranged from taste of the shake of having to purchase the meal and everything sort of in between. So I think, like anything else, opinions are going to be varied. But if you like new and exciting things, and it's probably a limited edition, do any of the other people have birthdays that we know of? Or do they just...
I'm sure the Hamburglar has one.
I just appreciate someone in PR going, you know what? Sales are down. It's Grimace. Do we know what birthday it is? How old is he? Do we know what his birthday is? Or June 12th, the day the new purple shake came out. Oh, his appearance of his commercial, 1971.
Well, there you go.
So 1971 was his first appearance. So that would make him Mathis Hart. So how old? He would be over 40. He'd be, right?
52?
52? Sure. Look at our grade A education. Over here. All right. So he was known as Evil Grimace, and then he would run off Hamburglar with milkshakes or whatever it may be. I'm having to go down deep. Because that was, 71? You and I weren't even born yet.
No,
so
and by the time we came around, the McDonald's mascots were a little aged, so they weren't nearly as cool as they were when they first came out.
Which, though, you and I and our generation, those early 80s kids, we still got the leftovers of the original McDonald's playgrounds. We still remember what an actual playground was supposed to be like. That whole Danger Mobile and nothing but, natural selection.
It wasn't a play palace at that point.
No, it was natural selection in motion of what they chose to put out there, and just trust that kids of all ages that randomly come together were going to play nice and be kind to one another.
Then again, when we were coming up and getting to go on the occasional trip to Mickey D's, they still had the McDonald's logo branded ashtrays and matchbooks.
I remember that. And you'd walk in and the whole decor was just completely sort of different and theme parky-y, if that's real words. And it was like you were stepping into an entire different sort of land of make-believe. And their ice cream machine usually worked, I think, back then. Don't really remember. I walked into one this past weekend, which is not my to-go-to. My kids love it, though. And I hadn't actually walked in, and they had remodeled. And it was like they were trying to make it into fine dining is a stretch, but upscale, whatever. And it's just, you want to go... Oh, like when you see a girl trying too hard, it's like, come on now. You're a Happy Meal and a Big Mac. Let's just be what you are. Take pride in it and own it.
According to the people in the know, it was recently revealed that Grimace is a big, purple taste bud.
What? I think of the big, what's the gumdrop chewy thing?
Gumdrops?
Maybe, but it's like sour. It's supposed to be like sour, but it's not like the big gum, that's what I think of when I think of him. He looks like the big purple, or maybe it's a dot. You have
Yes,
like the dots, but not, yes, not a milkshake. But hey, go get one. Happy birthday, Grimace. You are 52 years young today. Stick with us, though. You got a lot of exciting baseball talk coming up next with Sports Talk Mississippi from 3 to 6. Ryno and I will meet you back here tomorrow at 2. But until then, Southern Miss to the top.